Hey, in this country, under our electoral laws, everybody is allowed to go and observe the counting process.
I saw your guest, I'm sure you're talking about Okudzeto Ablakwa, display 2 different voter ID cards with 2 different names. Is Professor Jampo concerned that that could also compromise the electoral register because you have one person having 2 different voter ID cards with 2 different names and 2 different dates of birth? Yeah. Prof, quick one on this.
I mean,
please.
certainly, if that is the case, if that is truly the case, I saw you display something.
That's what you have there.
Yeah, it's just that you cannot.
Commission must be assuring us.
Yes,
that,
but
they have probably cancelled one.
But they should.
Yes.
Okay. It's just that also your biometric details once captured, you cannot.
But how did this happen? Because
how did it happen? Yes.
We do biometrics. So how did they allow this? So you see, our institutions.
So 2016,
almost all of them are compromised. You know, how did this happen?
Yeah, because
what shows he's not going to vote twice in this election? The EC must issue a statement on this.
Yeah. Because it should not have happened in the first place.
Because it's the same constituency, the Kwadaso constituency.
And then
the polling station is MAJHS Ohimasi. Is it Ohima or Shimasi? The same, 2016, 2020. Then the 2021, the polling station is Hilltop Perez Chapel. But it's the same Kwadaso.
I see.
I mean, what's going on?
So has he got different biometric details too? Possible? Yes. I mean, it raises a serious question that I think the EC must also be petitioned to look into something like this.
The Electoral Commission, led by Jim Mensah, must be told in very plain language that we will not allow them to toy with the peace and stability of our country. Look, elections are very, very sensitive issues. When we talk about elections, registration, how people are voting and all, these are very sensitive matters. That if you do not conduct yourself as the electoral body in a manner that inspires confidence, even before the people go to vote, once you have eroded your institutional reputation and credibility, we cannot be sure whether people will even accept the outcome. And what does that mean for peace and stability? Look, the errors, the blunders, the missteps, the incompetence, the ineptitude is too much. One too many. Why? I mean, one would have thought that after more than 32 years of this 4th Republican dispensation, the Electoral Commission should have gathered all the needed expertise and experience to avoid some of these pitfalls. This is so elementary. And you see, don't underestimate the consequences of this. According to our election and ICT director, Dr. Mani Buama, all the party reps signed that at the printing press called Act Commercials, they have duly certified that all the ballot papers have been printed. What accounts for this shortfall? And you know the implications of this. If it is the case that some people have money to lay hands on these ballot papers, we are not even told the quantities. What does that mean for D-Day? Wouldn't it lead to ballot box stuffing, where the miscreants who are in possession of this will be looking for places where probably people are not too vigilant, where they can infiltrate and then stuff the ballot box? And what does that do to the credibility of the election? So these are not matters that you take lightly. I thought when the EC put out this statement, they would have stated that they have commenced investigations and that they were going to publish the outcome of the investigation. To just sign this, Samuel Tete, the deputy chairman, signs that the Electoral Commission has identified some shortfalls on presidential and parliamentary ballot papers for the Keta, Ketu, North, Ho Central, Ho and Ho West constituencies in the Volta region. The shortfalls will be printed by Act Commercials. Political parties and independent presidential candidates are to provide 2 representatives each to observe the printing process on Friday, 29 November 2024 at 10 a.m. at the premises of Axe Commercial Printing House. Please find attached the shortfalls of ballot papers to be printed. And they leave it at that. Why is the Electoral Commission not interested in how did these shortfalls occur? Where are those shortfalls? Who is in possession of those shortfalls? How can we all be then vigilant to make sure that those shortfalls do not find their way into ballot boxes and be counted on December 7th? So look, this is not enough. The Electoral Commission, first of all, ought to be preventing these things. When they have failed to prevent this, they must institute investigations. We must get to the bottom and make sure we retrieve those ballot papers from the wrong hands. You don't just leave it at that we are going to print more. I haven't said it's only the voter. I'm just saying that this the 28th November statement was voter region. Later on, yes, we are told of some in the Bono region as well, which tells you that this is widespread. This should not be happening. Why didn't we see this under Charlotte Osei? We didn't see this under Afarijan. Why are we see the, you see the errors and a lot of it self-inflicted. I'm coming to discuss this bizarre directive from the Electoral Commission to all their regions and districts to limit press coverage. When we talk about open, free, fair, transparent election, what are we talking about? It is open for everybody who wants to assess, who wants to convince themselves that the process is credible. There is no fetter, there is no impediment, there is no barrier. So how does the Electoral Commission, for the first time in the history of this country, issue a statement that only 12 media houses, and even that in this modern era, left out online portals, left out newspapers? And how are they going to do that selection? So the Electoral Commissioners will select their favorite media houses. And then this lame excuse that they want to control numbers. Hey, in this country, under our electoral laws, everybody is allowed to go and observe the counting process, the collation process.
Okay.
All the parties, we actually encourage our members that when you vote, stay if you can. Or if you want to go and take a quick break, have lunch, and come back to observe the counting. Is that not what we all tell everybody? How is it that for the first time, the Jim Mensah Bosmanasari-led Electoral Commission is saying that they are going to limit press coverage? How? What do you have to hide? And how would this therefore be an open, free, transparent, credible election when you limit press coverage? Look, let me commend the Media Foundation for West Africa, the Ghana Journalists Association, GIBA, Primpac, and all the civil society organizations who, and the Professor Jampo and all of them, UTAG and all of them, who roundly and promptly condemned this directive. I am told that yesterday the EC called some of you and is now beginning to make a U-turn. They should better abandon this, jettison this idea. I mean, so uncalled for, totally preposterous. What do they have to hide? Why don't they want full coverage of the election?